I am Septimus. I will not be defeated.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Aliyah from Rhythms and Minds. Rhythms and Minds. So, what do we deal with here at Rhythms and Minds? We deal with music and mental health. So, right now, in this portion, we're dealing with mental health because we're trying to establish, we're trying to establish a foundation. A foundation of what I'm presenting here is how our mental health has been affected through colonization, through slavery, through generational trauma, through Jim Crow, through Juan Crow, through the Trail of Tears, through the Indian Removal Act, through everything that we have faced within the diaspora. Then we just talking about America. Hadn't even touched on Africa yet. Haven't touched on many of these other areas where our people have suffered through colonization, slavery, neocolonialism, and many other things that we face even to this day, all right, that still affect us to this day. Now, today, we're going to talk about, I got something good for you today. We're going to talk about how to deal with our mental health. So, we're going to talk about three negative ways that people cope, all right? 3 ways that our people cope with their mental health that's negative. And we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can recover. All right? So let's follow along. Again, I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just somebody who cares about my people and wants to see them better themselves with their mental health, because we all struggling with something. All right? But those that are strong are to bear the infirmities of the weak. All right? So that's what we're here to do. Those of us that build ourselves up, and I'm a believer in the Most High God, and the Lord has given us the capacity to learn these things and to be able to give them back to our people, to make it make sense to you, and for you to strengthen yourself in your daily lives, and to have a better relationship with God, a better relationship with yourself, and a better relationship with your family. All right? That's what we're here to do, to make ourselves and our people better. Now, follow along. 3 ways that our people cope with their mental health that's not good for them. Drugs and alcohol. That's the first one. So drugs and alcohol. What does drugs and alcohol do? We try to medicate ourselves with drugs and alcohol so that we can, what? Try to silence the thoughts. Try to make ourselves feel better, to numb ourselves. And what do those things do? They, first and foremost, they destroy our mental health even further. They destroy our bodies. It destroys relationships. It destroys families, right? And because of the trauma that we have faced, generational trauma, which is a wound. Trauma is a wound. But we have not just faced PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress, which is a single event. We have faced complex post-traumatic stress, which is continual events that have affected us for hundreds of years. That's what we face, CPTSD. Let's get it straight. Trauma, wounds. By the time one wound is healing, you're being afflicted with another wound. So drugs and alcohol, we utilize that to numb ourselves from the pain that we face, the things that we see, the thoughts that we have within our minds. And those things destroy us over time, destroying our bodies, destroying our families, destroying our relationships, destroying our mental health, and making us worse. Some people, they drink something, got something mixed in it, they messed up for the rest of their lives. One person smoked something, messed up for the rest of their lives. Look at the crack era, the drugs and alcohol that was poured into our communities. Alcohol, liquor stores on every corner, drug dealers in every community trying to make it rich by being a witch, a wizard, funneling drugs into your own community and thinking that's how you're going to get rich. It destroys lives. All right? Promiscuity or whoremongering. Promiscuity. Just jumping from man to man to man, woman to woman to woman, homosexuality, all these different things that have destroyed our community and made our community worse. All right? Why? Because what does that do? That you try to numb yourself through sexual relations, try to numb yourself through getting your fix sexually. And what does that do? That creates diseases, that creates broken homes. You children out of wedlock. What else? It destroys how we look at each other. It destroys our mental health. Pornography. All these things do not help us. Look at the Black and Hispanic community and Native American community and the fatherless homes. All right? This, and look, promiscuity. Over 19 million black babies have been murdered since the late 1970s. Through what? Abortion. Promiscuity creates what? Abortions. So how has it destroyed our community? Nobody has to do genocide in the black community anymore. We'll do it to ourselves. We destroy ourselves. All right? And it creates unrealistic relationship goals. It creates unrealistic relationship goals. It creates adultery. You destroy homes. You destroy families. You know what I'm saying? Promiscuity. It's not a good thing for our people. We're supposed to be married or focusing on doing the work of the Lord if you're not going to marry. But we're supposed to be married, raise families, have children, grow our communities as a people. All right? Overeating. Overeating. What does that do? It destroys your body. It just, again, if you notice, all of these three things that I'm touching on, just three of them in 7 minutes done gone by. And what does these things keep doing? What do you keep seeing? The underlying thing you keep seeing, it destroys. It's how we see ourselves, first and foremost. It's how we see ourselves, how we try to medicate ourselves. These are ways that we cope with our mental health struggles. All right? The ways that we cope with the traumas that we face. We cope with it through drugs and alcohol, number one, promiscuity, number two, and number three, overeating. That creates what? More sickness and disease in our community. Obesity at a high rate. Blood pressure issues, gout, all kind of issues with your gut and your stomach, skin issues. Because number one, we're not eating the right diet that God told us to eat. And number two, we don't have no discipline in our eating and what we eat. And the food is all jacked up anyway. So we're not eating the right foods. The food is jacked up. The land is jacked up. So the nutrients are not in the food because of overfarming. You know what I'm saying? So overeating has what else? Heart disease, high cholesterol, diabetes. These are things that affect, and these how we deal with our mental health. We cope with our mental health. These things affect us in a negative manner, a negative way. So these are three negative ways that we cope with our mental health. Now, let's deal with 3 ways to recover. Now, number one, get the proper help to identify and educate yourself on your mental health struggles, anxiety, depression, and personality disorders. All right, so you have to educate yourself on what you're dealing with, because sometimes, a lot of times, we're dealing with seasonal depression. You know, you'll go through the whole year, or you'll go through months and months and months, you ain't got no issues. Then all of a sudden, it just bam, everything just hits you like a ton of bricks. Can't get out the bed, don't want to go to work, you don't want to be around nobody. That's seasonal depression. All right, we got to deal with these things. We got to overcome these things. You have to educate yourself. And you have to actually go through the process of working through these things, trying to get to the root cause of what the problem is, of why you have the issue in the first place. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be something dealing with something in our past, generational traumas, issues, things that we've done in the past that's affecting us even to this day. All right? Number 2, take the education and build yourself to overcome those struggles by identifying your triggers and strengthening yourself in these areas. So you're going to educate yourself, you're going to take that education, and you're going to build yourself. Meaning you have to examine yourself. You have to see what triggers you. You have to get to the root cause of why you are the way you are and how you let things affect you the way you would let them affect you. Why do you let your husband, your wife, your kids, your mama, your brother, your sister, the person on your job, somebody in your church get on your last nerve? Why am I mean the way I'm mean? You know what I'm saying? Why am I like that? Maybe I got some problem I need to deal with. Maybe I don't like people. Maybe I don't like myself. All right? We have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge it. We have to examine ourselves. And that's hard for a lot of people, because a lot of people, that's why they cope in the first place, because they don't want to examine themselves. They don't want to deal with what they need to deal with. All right? Last one. Have someone that you can trust that will keep you accountable and not let you slip back into the negative coping patterns. Now, this is going to be heavy when I say this. Whoever you trust, they cannot be someone who is not willing to get in the mud with you and not educate themselves. And they cannot be someone who likes to spread people's business. If they are someone who likes to spread people's business, keep it to yourself until you can find someone to help you overcome. Or you go to a licensed mental health professional who is bound by law to not spread your business. That's how you keep your business from what you're struggling with mentally. All right? Because why? You tell somebody your business, they spread your business, now that makes your mental health worse. And everybody knows your business. So prove the person that you are ready to share your business with. All right? But you have to have somebody you can trust. A counselor, somebody who can help you with your struggles, somebody who actually knows what the heck they talking about. All right? And they will keep you accountable and not let you slip back into negative coping patterns. So, for today's video, that's been 3 ways that we cope negatively with mental health struggles, and 3 ways that you can recover from your mental health struggles. Now, take this information. I'm not a licensed mental health professional, but I'm somebody who cares about my people and want to see them do better. Take this information and utilize this information to better yourself. You have to examine yourself. You have to know what triggers you. You have to know and be able to learn how to rule over your spirit and not let people get on your nerves or push your buttons. Because at the end of the day, you control you. And the only way you can do that is by learning how to build yourself up and make yourself better. All right? So with that, that's been episode 4 of Rhythm and Minds. How to cope, how we cope with our mental health struggles, and how we can recover. All right? So until next time, y'all take care of yourselves, love yourself, love the Most High God, love yourself, and love your neighbor. All right? This has been Elijah with Rhythms and Minds, Music and Mental Health. See you soon.